You are most certainly going to find yourself on such an important path this month, my gorgeous Aquarius, indeed. And it's all going to start with you feeling rather indecisive, okay? And this indecisiveness that you're actually going to feel is going to be pretty much so significant within the first 17 days of October 2021. But this is so brilliant, this is so important, because most certainly this is going to answer so many questions along the way at the same time. So most certainly you will know what the right thing is to do, because that indecisiveness that I'm talking about is pretty much so to do with an emotional confusion that you have been going through over the last 24 months. You know, at some moment in time, at some point, you took the wrong turning, if I can say like that. But I shouldn't really say the wrong turning, because it's all about to unfold in the best possible way for you. On one hand, you know, you are going to have a way out of the situation that no longer serves you. It's only been draining you. But then on another hand, you are most certainly going to do the right thing, you know, because you are going to make a very important decision. And this is going to help you to remove yourself from the situation that no longer serves you. Maybe the one particular person is going to be kind of involved in this, or it's going to be like a group of people who are involved with this. However, you are going to find yourself thinking and focusing on a completely different part of your life. And this already means that you're going to find yourself in a very powerful element, which is going to give you strength and confidence and the courage to see the situation for what it is. You know, subconsciously you knew this, you know, subconsciously you were kind of waiting for this, but you were kind of also at the same time waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right time, because this is absolutely brilliant. It caused so much restriction in your life, you know, and this is good. This is a good news. It's a brilliant news, because then and there you're going to become aware of the fact how much restrictions this have actually caused in your life. And it's just going to create really nice and wonderful, if I can say it, escape, you know, into the part and area of your life that is just about to start to bring you like a nice healing, you know, beautiful sunshine after the storm. It's about to come through. It's about to come forward for you. And most certainly this is all about your future planning, about your future happiness, about your emotions, about your security when it comes to future, when it comes to your finances and things like that. But most certainly also now it's more important than ever to talk, to kind of express yourself and to communicate your visions as much as you possibly can. And I'm saying this because throughout this month of October, you are going to be full of ideas. You know, there's so many ideas that you're going to have, but then because the month is so powerful, it's so special, this is most certainly coming from somewhere else, because you know that at the end of the month we do have on the 31st of October Samhain, some call it Halloween, and this is a very powerful time of the year, if it's not even the most powerful time of the year when it comes to the spirituality, to the actual spiritual people, because you also have such a strong power when it comes to you being psychic. You know, every single one of us is born psychic. Every single one of us has these powerful abilities, of course, because this is who we are. But some signs are more kind of intuitive and more empathic than other signs. And I've always been saying this to you about you, what an empath you are. And naturally you feel things, naturally you sense things. So when it comes to the actual sensitivity of the month of October, this is going to be brilliant. So it's not only about the 31st of October, it's actually it's going to stretch right until the actual 3rd of November. On the 3rd of November, you need to pay attention, because there is going to be a very interesting opportunity for you. Very, very interesting indeed. And I say interesting because suddenly you're going to find yourself like kind of feeling connected to this particular part of your life, but you would think like normally that you weren't ready. And this is also a good sign, because it means that you are spiritually evolving so much. And this month of October is going to play enormous giant role when it comes to this, but also stepping in the right direction and doing the right making the right choice, you know, that you actually need to make. So this is important indeed. The 31st of October as I said, the whole month of October, it's going to be like a very much so, very powerful vibration. From the 1st of October onwards, you will feel like this different dimension. And as the time goes by, as we are getting closer to the 31st of October, it's going to get more intense and more intense and more intense. But what is the difference? Because the veil in between this world and the spirit world on the 31st of October, it's at its thinnest. We always live in multiple dimensions, of course, so that spirits are around us like all the time. But the difference with the 31st of October is that the veil in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest, in particular when it comes to our ancestors and the spirits that used to know us, spirits that the spirits that have actually very strong connection with us. So it's to do with the spirits who knows us, and they're very keen to help us, they're very keen to come through, and they're very keen to come forward. So this is the difference, because it's either like the relatives that passed away, our ancestors, or just very keen spirits, who really want to help us, for whichever reason. They can have a very strong connection, because at the end of the day, on the 30th and the 31st of October are going to be so important when it comes to your life. It is literally going to change absolutely everything. Every single aspect is going to be changed because you will see that a certain problem, very very annoying problem, is slowly going to come to an end. But at that moment in time, you will be able to see how much energy this took away from you. But even most importantly, you need to pay attention to the actual sign that you are going to have. And the sign that you're going to have is just going to come through somebody, through the spirit, and this is going to mean to you so much. You will know that this is completely undeniable, because you will see something and it's just going to be absolutely ludicrous. It's going to be like not going to be from this world. You will know that it's not from this world, but at the same time, you're just going to become aware of things that you weren't aware of before when it comes to your personal situation, and when it comes to certain obstacles being removed. What was on your mind, you will know that you will have a spiritual support in order to deal with it. You will know at the same time also when to move beyond current challenges and focus only on what you desire. This is all going to answer your question at that moment in time on the 31st of October, when you come across this powerful, mind-blowing, life-changing experience. Okay? My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aquarius, and it's for October 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Aquamarini, and it's for October 2021. Do you know, when it comes to the actual number, your number is number 9. This is a very powerful number, and it means that this month is going to bring you also your turning point. It's when you're going to get the balance back, and you will see how much was the balance missing in your life, because suddenly you're going to come to terms with a certain problem and a certain situation, and what exactly do you need to do about it, around it, but you will not be able to explain where this strength and energy is coming from. Somebody very important to you, very significant to you, somebody who means to you so much is going to confirm something to you, like when it comes to the certain problem involving somebody else, but then at the same time it's more about you stepping into the right direction and protecting yourself at the same time by doing the right thing. This is all to do with the future planning, but also realizing who around yourself you can talk about everything, and who around yourself you need to be very careful about, because the little, I'm sorry to say this, dark Lala moment, but the little kind of like somebody that you have to be very careful about is going to be revealed. And I'm not saying this like, oh yeah, because this is you're gonna become aware of this for the first time in your life. No, baby, no. It's something that you knew, something that was very much so at the back of your mind, something that was very much so at the back of your kind of subconscious mind. It is not going to kind of be easy to digest this, but at the same time it's just so important to see what exactly do you need to do to remove yourself from the situation or a certain person or group of people who no longer serve you anymore in any way whatsoever. So it means that karmically, this can also reflect on a certain situation. This can be like a certain person, but it can be also the certain situation in your life. it can reflect on that, and it means that you're just basically moving on with your life. It could be like a person, but at the same time it could be person and a situation, or it could be the certain situation. So one of these things, are slowly going to come to an end. But just remember that somebody very important in your life, somebody very significant, like a loyal friend or like a loyal family member, they will just confirm something to you. And that almost means, like, to me, it's the feeling and the emotions that you're going to have, that it's also going to be the last drop, that is just going to, and then the glass is going to become overflowing. And this is brilliant, because that, with that water, most certainly you're going to move on pretty quickly as well, because it's going to happen at the right moment and the right time, when you are going to have your own personal illumination. This is very, very important to understand and to say that number 9 means that, my goodness, my Lord, this is like a blessing at the time of the actual October. Number 9 also very strongly means that on one hand, you are going to have a very strong connection with yourself. You're going to feel highly illuminated. So that means there are going to be all sorts of feelings and emotions and ideas that are going to be coming to you. So most certainly you need to follow every single idea, because it only happens every now and then, every like about 12 to 13 months, I would say, when energies like collide so perfectly, so beautifully, which means that it's going to increase your personal vibration. So your level of understanding is going to be out of this world. So you need to use this wisely. Not only you will know exactly what to do when it comes to your personal life, not only you will know exactly what to do when it comes to your emotions, but you're also going to have like ideas, very powerful and strong ideas that only come every now and then, which is going to perfectly match your vibration, which means that throughout the actual months you need to pay attention to like which parts of your life you need to focus on. What do you need to finish? There are 3 specific things that you need to finish this month. One is the first part of October, the second thing is the mid part of October, and the third thing is going to be in the last part of October. And this is so important, because every single time you project this energy towards things that are unfinished business, it means that karmically and spiritually you need to do this, because otherwise you're going to get stuck, you see. So this is so important, very, very important to understand for you, okay? On another hand, it is just all about feeling so strongly and highly illuminated, but also what you're in self-denial about. As soon as you realize this, you're going to set yourself free, and that in itself is almost immediately going to make you realize the actual activity, and changes are going to be followed through almost immediately. On another hand, very, very important message, Aquamarinis, this is so important, because it's going to make you feel so happy. It's a very important message you're going to get. Okay, and this is going to mean to you so much. This is going to be something very personal. It's going to mean to you so much. It's to do with the part of your life that was affecting you and slowing you down, and that means that something karmically came to an end like quite a while ago, but you just had to work a little bit more. You just had to do a little bit extra. So very important message you're going to get, that the stale and very slow and the part of your life that hasn't been moving, but you were blaming yourself for something at the same time, this is beautifully coming to an end. Just remember, it's about this message that is going to message information that you're gonna get, that is going to show you the swift activity, sudden progress and movement, but then at the same time it's going to allow you and show you the way. You will be able to almost immediately visually connect to when it comes to your future and the certain decision to make that you couldn't make before, so this is absolutely brilliant. On another hand, this is also going to lead towards you becoming aware of the certain opportunity, and this opportunity is going to be so important when it comes to your personal advancement. Just remember this, and this opportunity, it's also going to be quite highlighted in between the actual 11th of October and the end of this month. Just remember, a mind-blowing opportunity you're going to become aware of. You're only going to become aware of, and this is also at the same time going to kind of like it's to do with what you wanted to do, but it's also to do with a rather challenging situation, because there are going to be so many elements of the unknown. But you must not let that put you off, because your power of mind is very strong normally when it comes to manifestation. So especially when it comes to the actual throughout October, it's going to be like mind-blowing. So the power of your mind when it comes to manifestation can work in both ways. You can slow yourself down, or you can speed up the process for you. So anything that can put you off, off, you just say to yourself, no, 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 baby, no, this time I'm not gonna kind of like think negatively about it, because you're just going to close your doors and you don't want to, and you're not going to. So this is absolutely fine. On another hand, you know, you're gonna learn a quiet interesting lesson when it comes to someone being quite ingenuine as well, but this is also at the same time going to open your eyes, and it's nothing that is going to surprise you. This is important, and it's an important part, a relevant part of your karma and the spiritual journey, because it doesn't really matter what is going to happen. You're going to kind of make the certain move that is just going to come kind of be beneficial for yourself, but also at the same time you're going to hear something, you're going to learn something so important, and you're going to first hear something, and then you're going to be able to connect the dots that you weren't able to connect before. So this is important indeed. But on another hand, you know, this month is going to bring you probably one of the biggest rewards when it comes to your hard work. Okay, I know I'm saying lots of information, but I want you to understand, I need you to understand that this month is going to be actually really good. Okay, so when it comes to your personal development, when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your spiritual development, and when it comes to your work and financial security, this is going to be very important, because things that you have been working on over the last 9 months, or that you have been unhappy with, things that you have been waiting for, you know, that you have been completely working on, now you're going to become aware of the certain growth, you know, and this is coming from hard work, and this in itself is so important, because it's all about the progress, you know. On another hand, you know, this is going to require a little bit of edit and a little bit of reorganization, but yet again it needs to come from you, because you're going to find yourself like wondering about something. But now it's so important more than ever to follow your intuition, not to ask too many people around, but follow your intuition now more than ever. Okay, it's important, because at the same time, you know, it's all about the results of efforts that you're going to be nearly due, but this is going to be so significant, because it's at the same time, you know, going to be connected to the certain justice and the fact that it's going to put a big smile on your face as well. Just remember that there is also this month of October, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you're also going to have a very successful dealing, and I'm so happy for you, because after that dealing, it's gonna be like about 4 weeks later, you are gonna have such a nice, peaceful time when it comes to tranquility, when it comes to culmination, when it comes to healing, and you really need this, because it's gonna be super beneficial for your balance, but at the same time, it's going to show you how much distraction you have been through, and how much confusion you have been through, and how much you were blaming yourself maybe for making the how much you were blaming yourself maybe for making the certain mistake and things like that, but that doesn't really matter. It was just meant to happen in this way, because at the same time, you know, there are two special things that are going to come out of this. Financially, this is going to be brilliant. Emotionally, this is going to be brilliant. But at the same time, you will be able to become, you will be able to become like pretty much so awake to an unknown dangers. You know, you're going to become aware of the unknown dangers, and that is just going to be help you to kind of avoid the negative situation in your life. So this is going to work out pretty brilliantly for you as well. And somebody who means to you so much, like a maybe child or a family member or a great friend, is also going to have a very, very good news that they're going to say about themselves, but this is going to mean to you so much as well, because you're a very special person, a very special person to that person's life, you know, so that is going to mean to you so much as well. It's almost going to be like a bit of a karmic reward that you're going to have through that as well. On another hand, when it comes to your health, my gorgeous Aquamarine, it's just so important to say to you what I said to every single sign so far, and the last month as well. Please try to make sure that you do boost your immune system, okay? Very important, and now it's more important than ever. So try to make sure that you're taking like organic acerola cherry capsules, or organic acerola cherry powder, or organic camu camu capsules, or organic camu camu powder. Both of these supplements are equally good. They're very similar, because they're both extremely ridiculously high in vitamin C content, and they're also at the same time natural. Try to take this alongside natural zinc, and most certainly natural vitamin D. Lots of people say like oh no, if I live in the sea, by the sea, or if I'm in the sun. No, baby, no. Even if you're in the sun every single day, I would still highly suggest you to get a natural vitamin D as well. So that would be natural vitamin C, a natural zinc, and natural vitamin D. These three supplements are a must throughout the actual October, and it's going to make you feel so good, like there is no tomorrow. And one more thing I was going to say, please, if you possibly can, pay attention to the maybe certain addictions, like what do you feel addicted to, because I know that this is going to be the sensitivity that is going to be kind of pinpointed to you this month, and you're also going to have a really good opportunity to actually be so much stronger and to achieve so much more. So try to be very wise about it, and do the right thing. So any kind of addiction that you could have, like maybe too much sugar, maybe alcohol, maybe smoking too much, God knows what, it's just any kind of addiction that you could have. Now you will also have that extra power and extra positivity and extra strength in order to beat it. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant, if you are breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous aquamarinis, or not. So before I go on the first date, I would highly recommend you to get something like this gorgeous chakra pendant is like a must. The energy around, the energies at the moment, and they have been for like a while, are all around the place. And this is affecting us like there is no tomorrow. It's affecting our way of thinking, it's affecting our way of planning, and it's draining our energy very easily. So this is going to help. This gorgeous chakra pendant has got a perfect balance of crystals, which is going to reflect on your personal vibration. On one hand, it's going to help your feet to be firmly on the ground with the grounding, but then on another hand, above all, it's going to really motivate you, inspire you, and help you to pinpoint the actual directions that are very much so more important than other directions throughout of October, because there is a lot that is going to be going on. So this is why this is brilliant for that particular specific balance. And every single time when you need to discuss something important with someone who you don't like, or every time when you need to kind of talk about something really important, doing something really important, like a kind of like a connecting to something important, I would highly suggest you to wear this throughout October, November, and December. This gorgeous chakra pendant comes with sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous aquamarinis, you're also supporting my channel as well, I have to say that. So the very first date, it's going to be on the 1st of October. Now, before I go any further, the 1st of October is like a big mama moment. You know why? Because you are going to be told something through your dream. So whether you're going to remember this dream straight away in the morning, that's fine. But if you don't remember this dream, don't worry, my babies, because you just kind of like, as soon as you open your eyes, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you just see where your mind is naturally going to start drifting, because you're going to find yourself thinking about a specific subject. And this, my babies, is something that it's going to become an important, mind-blowing unfoldment in your life, and it's going to start like something tiny, and then it's going to turn into something really enormous, and then that particular thing that is going to be on your mind is going to really kind of open your eyes. It's going to help you feel things that you didn't feel in a long time. It's going to inspire you, it's going to motivate you, but also it's going to have a massive turnaround in February 2022. So you will see what a powerful connection was with the month of October and the month of February 2022 already. So on another hand, the 1st of October, you are going to have like a bit of like a suspicion, here, and you need to kind of like really pay attention to who this suspicion is about, and why do you find this particular person quite untrustworthy. It's to do with an untrusting person. This is your sign, and it's very important. This is like a gift, it's like a blessing, because it's going to give you the opportunity to inspect the situation, because once you start inspecting, you're not going to necessarily like what you see. But then again, at the same time, you know, sometimes when the certain mask is fallen, there isn't a face. It's just a lot of little worms. And this is what I'm talking about. But then again, you should be grateful, because it is just, again, going to work in your favor, because it's going to redirect you slightly. You know, this is going to cause you a little bit of like a, oh God, like a thinking, you know, you're going to find yourself a bit of like an emotional confusion, but it's not going to be too bad or anything like that. It's just going to really kind of like, when you find yourself like thinking, emotional, then suddenly something is going to come to you. And the period and the stage in between the 1st and the actual 7th of October, the 1st and the 7th of October, this is all going to be connected to this particular situation. But what is going to happen? The negative energy is going to shift, the new portal is about to open, and suddenly after the 7th of October, you will know exactly which part of your life makes sense to you to kind of put more energy towards, put more kind of like a projection to your personal projection towards, because it's all about the devotion, but also your own devotion, but also, you know, being loyal to yourself, staying loyal to yourself above all. It's more important than ever. And at the same time, you know, you will know exactly you know, which energy and services and efforts do you need to kind of project towards the specific goal. This will be most certainly something very specific, and somebody completely different who you trust, you know. Now it's also going to be playing an important role here as well, because they will kind of tell you something that is going to motivate you even more. Somebody who means to you so much, and somebody who you love so much, and somebody who's like a very safe, you know, in every single way. It's not like this untrusty person and all this that I've mentioned. You know, this is someone very safe and solid in your life, who's going to be playing an important role, in particular when it comes to the actual confirmation. On another hand, you know, in between the 1st and the 7th of October, you're also going to get a very good news, you know, and that good news is going to have a very strong connection with the 21st of October. That good news that you're going to have, you should kind of do a little bit more on the 21st of October 2021. This is when you should kind of step forward, and you will see exactly what I mean. On another hand, this good news, it's all about your personal gain. You're going to find yourself being quite even higher when what you actually expected, you know, is to do with your desires. By the same time, you are going to realize more desires, you know, more about it. So this is why I said that the 21st of October is going to be so important. You must not rush into anything, because by the time you get to the 21st of October, there is some kind of really huge, massive, enormous, giant, big mama confirmation going to take place, and that in itself is going to change quite a lot, but in the best possible way, because you're going to become aware of even more opportunities. So this is absolutely brilliant, you know. And also on another hand, you know, it is the actual recognition of abilities that are going to be really interesting here, that you should actually follow. And at the same time, you know, it's the fantastic time for promotion, you know, in particular when it comes to in between the 1st and the 7th of October. So if you want to kind of show yourself out, if you want to kind of like show yourself out, I mean by show yourself out, Sashaisms, show yourself out. I mean, like, you can kind of prove your point really easily in between the 1st and the 7th of October. Although throughout of October you're going to feel really powerful, but in between the 1st and 7th, if you want like promotion, you will be noticed. If you want to talk about something important to make yourself like to go further up in your field or whatever, you know, this is going to be really important, because you will be shining really brightly and you will be achieving so much more if you do it at this time indeed. On another hand, you know, you just need to remember in between the 1st and the 7th of October, you know, it's all about staying committed to the task at hand, you know, because something is going to kind of wind you up, and you're going to kind of, and this part is very interesting and it's a little bit confusing, but something is going to wind you up while you're like kind of focusing on the part of your life that is really important to you, like your work, your career, your finances and things like that, your next step. But they're going to be like some kind of distractions, so you just need to remember that these distractions are going to reflect on you. Oh, this is not for me, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. No, baby, no. Remember, Stay committed to the task at hand. This is very important, more important than ever. The second important date is going to be on the 11th of October. Now, the 11th of October, it's so interesting because this is all a kind of like also like a pretty much so to do with your own spiritual awakening, you know. It is to do with the return of your own power, with the return of your own energy, and that is going to become a fantastic driving force, because at the same time you will be able to recognize something so specific and so beautiful and so powerful about yourself. Yes, you need you need to give a credit to yourself. You need to give a credit when credit is due, okay? And also you need to pay attention to the actual balance when it comes to your life. We go, but sometimes we forget about kind of rewarding ourselves in every way that you think that you should reward yourself. But also at the same time, when it comes to meditations and things like that, you know, on the 11th of October, if you do it on this day, my Lord, there is so much that is going to come to you, so many insights that you're going to find quite mind-blowing. And when I say meditation, you can just simply spend some time in the forest. You know, the rejuvenation that we get through nature, because we are the nature, we are part of the nature. The nature has got this ability and power to rejuvenate us to such a high extent, and that in return gives you the ideas and makes you feel so much better. It's the same like spending time in the water. You know, the spiritual water is so spiritual, and it's almost immediately drains the negative energy out of you, and all things like that. You know, this would be a great day to actually pay attention to. On another hand, you know, it is just like basically you need to understand that, you know, also that's the second stage of this. Now again, reward from hard work, you know, what I was mentioning before at the beginning of this reading, you know, this is going to become evident on the 11th of October so much. Reward from a hard work, you know, and the success, financial security, the certain opportunities are going to become obvious, but at the same time it's more like admiration from other people that is going to mean to you so much. Bless your heart. But on another hand, you know, it's the fulfillment that you're going to feel, and most certainly capability. You know, that capability is slowly going to start going on the next level as well. You will become more important and more important and more important, and you will see exactly what I mean from the 11th of October onwards, because now this is all going towards the ultimate change in your life. It is the wisdom that you're going to have. The wisdom, it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and that in itself, it's really kind of going to be pointing down towards the certain judgment which is going to come from the deepest parts of yourself when it comes to your own serene knowledge, and also at the same time you're going to feel highly spiritually penetrated as well. And this is so brilliant, because so much that you have learned about yourself and about your life in the last 36 to 48 months are going to come into play, and it's going to make sense. You will be able to connect the dots, and once you connect the dots, you know, you will kind of like the hidden emotion is going to come to the surface and remind you again, what do you need to do in order to make your life practical. You know, you're going to understand that you're going to need to be analytical, but at the same time it's going to help you out so much in those parts of your life that you felt frequently too restrained, because now, thanks Lord, you know, this is slowly coming to an end. The time of release, but then it's again the time of responsibility and creativity is going to take place as well. The more creative you are, the more you're gonna get out of it, but at the same time, you know, it's all about the accomplishment. Just remember, the creativity that you're going to feel, it's going to be absolutely undeniable in between the 11th and the end of that month. And every single creativity that you feel, that you go through, that you follow through with, there is so much accomplishment that you're actually going to gain out of it as well. So this is really, really important indeed. And also, you know, somebody is going to inspire you, inspiration from somebody on the 11th of October as well. It's going to be playing a really huge role. Somebody who's very wise, somebody who is very special, somebody who's very different, somebody who's very unique, somebody who's very powerful, somebody who's very deep, you know, in so many different ways. You know, that person is going to inspire you, because there is something so powerful when it comes to their spirituality, but also success in general. You're going to realize something so significant about your life through that person, and that in itself is going to reveal the next step for you, and it's going to be different to what you would normally do, but it's all going to make sense here for you like there is no tomorrow. Another thing I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous aquamarine, would be this gorgeous baby dry sage. Try to smudge your home. Now it's more important than ever. Throughout of October, these energies are going to be so deep and so thick, you know. But on another hand, it's going to kind of open us up. We're going to be spiritually open so much, and we're going to be understanding things on a much higher, deeper and spiritual level. But on another hand, it drains our energy really quickly. So this is the little baby I would recommend you. And if you can just basically close all the windows in your home first, and then take a lighter or matches and then light this, have a little sauce underneath because it's quite messy. And at the same time, you just walk into this is going to be having a really thick smoke, beautiful smoke. I love the smell, by the way, but you know, I don't know if everybody likes it, but I just absolutely love it. But then you just go into every single room in the house, and you just kind of say a little chant, say a little prayer, or kind of talk to your spirits, talk to your guardian angels, you know, like whatever you feel like is the right thing to do. This is exactly what you should do. At the end, you open the window. As the smoke goes away, the negative energy also goes away, and this is also going to have a mind-blowing impact on you as well. If you feel a little bit sick, you know, a couple of days after, that's actually a really good thing, because it means it's working on you, and you had quite a large amount of negative energy accumulated within you, and now this is going. So it's just until it goes, you know, you just feel a little bit funny. It's like a detox, really. Okay, so if you would like to buy this, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous aquamarini, you're also supporting my channel as well. So now the third important dates are going to be on the 30th and the 31st of October. Like, oh my God, this is all about such an important outcome, and I really like it. Just remember that word, an absolutely remarkable, important outcome. And this is something, you know, where you're going to find yourself again. You know, it's to do with the culmination, but on another hand, it's an important, absolutely mind-blowing and very powerful conclusion that you are going to have. At the same time, the door are about to open to a whole new portal, to a whole new stage, to a whole new dimension, where you're going to realize that you're approaching the end of the problem, you know. And that in itself, as soon as you realize this, there is a very unusual event that is going to occur. And that event, it's also going to show you what part of your life was like a little bit of fantasy that you should remove yourself from. You know, nothing wrong with the fantasy, but then at the same time, we just need to be able to tell very firmly, you know, what is the fantasy and what is reality, where we are wasting our energy and where we should project more of our energy. So this is why this is going to be so important. I really like the 30th and the 31st of October, because this is all about your own personal departure, personal journey, and most certainly an advancement into unknown. You know, all these feelings and emotions normally would kind of prevent you, because you're going to find lots of elements in the future that you're not going to be able to connect to, but now you're going to feel like, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. And this is what this energy of this powerful soul Wayne is actually going to do. It's absolutely brilliant. On another hand, you know, very important news you're going to become aware of on the 30th and the 31st of October, and that is also going to open your eyes when it comes to like what part of your life you need to invest, about a wise investment. First of all, you're going to have a news, and then that important news is just going to be pretty much so connected to somebody quite consistent in your life. You know, where is it going to come from? But then again, on another hand, it's going to be it's almost immediately going to mean to you, so it's going to be obvious like what part of your life you need to invest in. And also one more thing, on the 30th and the 31st of October, it's a justice. I'm just seeing a justice, and I'm so happy for this, which means that you have been struggling with something, you have been waiting for this moment in time, and now this is going to put a massive smile on your face, because it's all about the harmony and the proper balance that is almost immediately going to come through into your sign. But then again, it's all about the reward and self-satisfaction that you are going to have. And also, very important lesson, very important lesson you're going to have here, if not even a life-changing lesson, most certainly. Okay, so now I'm just going to see briefly what to focus on the first part of October, mid part of October, and the last part of October. The first part of October, please, you need to understand, this is the time to reward yourself, and don't kind of work too much, don't kind of use too much energy. Now it's the time to understand and realize how important balance is in in your life. So try to kind of work on your priorities, but in order to make your life more kind of like a flowy, you know. And also it would be great time again, you know, to basically like maybe try to kind of visit the forest or try to kind of meditate and things like that. The mid part of October, you know, there is going to be like, oh my lord, a very significant life experience that you are going to have, that you're going to become aware of, that you're going to have very significant mind-blowing life experience you're actually going to have in the mid of October, and you need to understand that this is going to require certain changes to be made, okay? This is going to be connected to very powerful and unexpected revelations indeed, but it's going to help you to break yourself free, okay? And also the last part of October, it's very important for you to connect and reconnect with people that are thinking like you, people that are sharing your opinion, people that you enjoy being with, you know, people that are spiritual like yourself. It's very important indeed. And it's also like kind of these certain ideas that you are going to have, but these ideas that you are going to have, it's also you're going to need to compare a little bit. So it's not something that you should most certainly rush with, being in a hurry with, because it's to do with like a bit more you need to find out about it. Very important indeed. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship, my gorgeous aquamarinis. Like, there is a certain problem that you're going to need to work on. You know, the certain issue is going to arise, and that particular issue is a very kind of like a little bit heavy and a little bit negative, and it's just karmically, it's just bounced back from somewhere else. So it means that for a while there was this issue that, you know, maybe you didn't resolve. Something is unresolved and you need to work on it. You need to resolve it. Now it's more important than ever, because it's such a powerful month of October. It's going to make you very spiritual on one hand, it's going to make you really psychic, it's going to open your eyes, but it's also going to make you really wise. Not only you, but your partner as well. So there is a certain issue that is going to arise yet again from before. It's just keep on jumping back, you know, until you work on it and until you resolve this problem, resolve this issue. Now it's more important than ever. Okay, so now what is going to happen with those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous aquamarinis, my lord, you know, this is so important because at a time, at around the 9th of October, something is going to happen, something is going to take place at around the 9th of October indeed, and you are going to become aware of a very significant path in your life about the actual certain success as well. Something is going to take place, something is going to happen in terms of the actual outcome and success, and it's going to make you feel really good. It's to do with the good news, but then again, at the same time, you will make like a little adjustment, and that adjustment that you're going to make is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because it's connected to you changing your life a little bit and focusing on those things that are making you feel really bored and those things that no longer work for you. That in itself is going to be connected to this readjustment that I'm talking about. You will want to cut something out of your life, but at the same time there's the new path that is going to start becoming obvious to you. It's some kind of like something that you will start doing for the first time, or something that you haven't done for a really long time, like reconnect with a certain part of your life, like going somewhere again, doing something again. Well, there is someone very special that it's about to come into your life, you know. Very important to say this. So when you start with something new, like a new project, a new dimension where you're gonna walk in, or it's just a continuation of something that you haven't done in a long time, this is the path, this is the moment when someone very special is about to walk into your life. Someone who you have been waiting for a long time, and someone who you're just gonna almost immediately feel a very strong connection with. By the same time, normally you would have all this butterfly, you would be like, oh my god, I feel funny, I feel fizzy, and now you're just gonna be like, all right, okay, you know, I feel different, I feel calm. And this is when you will know exactly that this is someone very special who is about to walk into your life, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Aquarius, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Aquamarinis. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye. Mwah.